The lights are low, the signal is clear, and Strange Darkness Radio is back. Thank you for staying with us. Thank you for walking the long road through the unknown. Thank you for opening your mind. Welcome back, Amy. Welcome back, Carolyn. Welcome, Mike. And welcome back, Mr. Washington.
Here's a quote by George Norrie.
It's a whisper from the edge of the unknown, a pledge to wander through shadows, the cryptic lore and lingering echoes, always curious, never quite certain, forever chasing that electric charge of the unexplained, still listening, still searching, still broadcasting. Let's start the show.
Welcome, everyone. And tonight we have a special guest on this particular episode. I want to welcome back once again Kyler Jackson to the bonus show. I mean, from the bonus show to the bonus show. There's so many shows.
Yeah, it's okay. It's a special thing.
Yes.
I got called special. That's all that matters.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah. But yeah, welcome, Kyler. Kyler is joining us for tonight's show because we have something a little interesting on tonight's show. We are doing OBEs. But before we get into that, we're going to catch up with our hosts and see what they have been up to. Ladies and gentlemen, whoever wants to go first, dealer's choice. What have you guys been up to?
Not much, just going about the same usual routines, still making plans for travel, hopefully at the end of this year.
Nice. Okay, how about you, Amy? Prod you guys to...
Nothing much, actually, just getting back into the groove of things. So,
Awesome.
you know, just back to the grind now.
Carolyn, what about yourself?
I actually have some exciting news. There's a local paranormal group in Rapid City where I live, and I was asked to present.
Oh,
So
cool.
I'm excited for that.
What are
Yeah.
you going to be presenting?
I don't know. I'm
Oh,
sort
okay.
of, I'm sort of leaning towards children with past life experiences.
Oh,
I
you're going
think
to be
that's gonna
presenting
the
something
topic.
at this particular
Yeah,
location.
yeah. And it's a big group. I've been to a few meetings and there's usually like between, 25 and like 70 people that show up.
Oh,
So,
nice.
and it's always different people. Yeah.
Cool. Well, make sure
They
you
do ghost
mention,
hunts sometimes.
Oh,
That's cool,
Huh?
Carolyn.
yeah. Make sure
Yeah.
you
That's
mention
awesome.
SDR.
Oh, I have.
and,
Oh, yeah. That's why they
DR
asked me to
Chronicles.
present.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
awesome, though. For sure.
I definitely,
Mm-hmm. What?
definitely hype up the show
That's awesome.
when
Good
I'm
to
out and
hear.
about.
Amy doesn't, but it's okay.
Yes, I
Shame
do.
of us.
Nobody.
She's
knows.
embarrassed.
No,
She's
I
on
know
the show.
people that listen to it because I've told them about it. So, yes, I have hyped up the show.
That's funny. Kyler,
But I'm still
what-
waiting for
uh-huh.
my gym outfit so I could just go to the gym with and advertise the SDR stuff.
You want an
Oh, that's
SDR
a good
gym outfit?
idea.
That's
We need
hilarious.
That would be
SDR
good advertisement
tank
for it.
tops.
Yeah,
Yeah,
tank
right?
tops, hoodies.
Spandex.
Oh yeah, if people are gonna look anyways, they may as well have something to read.
When are we gonna get SDR shirts too? That is a good idea. Exactly.
well,
People are gonna read it.
I have to send you yours, Carolyn. And then Amy,
Oh, I'm the only one that doesn't have
she's
one.
a special size, so it's
I don't got one either.
I don't got a shirt either.
Oh, okay, so it's
I'm
not
the,
just
but
me.
I'm the new guy though. So
you have to earn a shirt, Mike.
yeah.
You have to
I-
earn
I
it.
still haven't earned it.
Will Dobby get his shirt when we go out in the field?
That
Yeah,
is
yeah,
funny.
Dobby.
Will Dobby get a shirt?
I was gonna say I have the
That's
medium one that you sent me, Bobby.
Yes.
And it's like a dress on me, so I could probably give it to somebody.
That's
I-
hilarious.
Oh, so listeners out there, if you want a
Free
warm
shirt.
by Amy Tydeman with all of her smells on it,
And she
perfumes
won't
and
wash
all that
it.
good stuff, please hit us up at strangedarknessradio@gmail.com. We will send that out to the first listener who emails us.
Comment
So-
Amy or
Yes.
Amy's shirt.
Yes.
Yeah, say
Special
a-
giveaway.
Say
Yeah.
attention Amy's shirt, and it's a special giveaway.
You want me
we
to
will
wash
see.
it? I can. If not, I won't even touch it.
Yeah. So and I do have pictures of her wearing it, so it will be a real worn shirt. We will actually send you a picture.
You
of
should
her.
even put a signed picture
In the shirt.
of Amy wearing the shirt and include that
Oh,
with
there
the
we go.
shirt.
Yes.
Okay.
nice,
Yeah.
nice.
All right. Good idea.
Who prints photos anymore? That's funny. But
I know, right?
yeah. Anyways, yeah. So that's the hell of a start to the show. But Kyler, how are you, sir? Will you be sending off any shirts with your scent on
With
it?
my signature or anything?
Yes.
I'm not I mean, I don't know if anybody really needs too many shirts I have. They might be a little bigger than
Oh, okay.
Amy's shirts are. So I guess anybody out there who has a bigger build, sure. You know, if they need a free shirt.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, hey, you know.
Nice of you, just giving people your shirts.
Oh, yeah,
Both of you.
Yeah, I do what I can.
Yeah, I'm not giving.
I
We're
do
very
what-
giving
community.
people.
Yeah.
That's
I'm already
true.
giving blood, sweat,
Gotta
and
do what you
tears.
can.
Yes.
See, I support the show,
I gave
Bobby.
enough blood, sweat,
No,
and
you
tears. I don't
do.
need-
That's real wild for the night, so I really got to give it to you on that. But we'll see if you take me up on the other offer we were talking about the other night. So, you play the board
Are you
game.
gonna elaborate? Oh,
The board. I'm trying to get her to play the board
Okay.
game with Mike.
okay.
Oh, she already said
Oh.
she down. She said she down.
Yeah. There's a
No. She
I-
said she's going to be there. She did not say that she would be willing to partake.
No, she just
Partake.
said it. She just said she'll do it. Like
What?
right
I didn't
before-
say that.
before we recorded.
Kyler said he was gonna do that.
I feel like I'll be the only one using the board. Everybody else will be hover handing the board.
No, Amy. got
Wait,
this, man.
dude. So far, it's just you and Marley. So let's get that straight. You will be, as far as, but again, I'm trying to convince Amy. So,
Well, she already
Wait.
there. She told me she was doing it, or her name isn't Amy.
Well, but why not convince
She said that off
Kyler,
the air.
though? Yeah,
there you go,
should
Kyler.
be
Kyler?
convinced.
Because they need more ladies there.
If you want to get moved up, Kyler, if you want to get moved to the main show, you gotta have to, work for it a little bit.
Yeah, you have to
that's
prove
why
you're
I'm
a
sitting here
team.
right now.
That is the
Prove you're a
requirement.
team player, Kyler.
Mhm.
Yes,
Well, you mean requirements of talking to spirits? Oh, I've
Yes.
already done that. I'm okay.
exactly.
All right, you're in the club.
No, but
You're in the
and
band.
people, if you think that what is the movie with Demi Moore, Amy, that somebody
Indecent proposal.
yes
Indecent proposal.
yes, if you think that we should do an indecent proposal with Amy to do the board, as far as whether it's money, whether it's a trip, whether it's something particular, to get her to actually partake with the board, send us again an email at strangedarknessradio@gmail.com.
Who's funding that? By the
I'll fund
way.
it. I'll fund it. I'll fund it. I'll fund it. So we'll see. We'll see if it happens. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah,
But,
I don't know about that one.
Exactly. Oh, that's too funny. So yes, but tonight again we have something very special and extremely interesting that I do want to get into, and I'm moving around because there's a lot going on in the studio, trying to get everything working. But I want to get into OBEs, out of body experiences. We've talked about it on the bonus show just a little bit. We didn't get into too much about it because it wasn't a full subject on that episode. But what we have tonight is going to be extremely intriguing. And you guys who listen to the bonus show should know why Kyler's here. Because out of all of us, he's the only one, Kyler, that had an out-of-body experience, correct?
Oh yeah. It was fun too, quote unquote. It was real interesting. I'll say that. 'Cause, that was
Has
an
has it
experience.
only happened once, or have you had it multiple times?
I say to that level, it's only been the one time. To the level that it happened, but let's say like the steps and things like that led to it has happened. A number
Okay.
of times.
Well, don't get into it yet.
Okay, yeah,
That's
we'll
la-
wait.
That's later in the show. But let's let Benson, because Benson's pissed, man. He's like, man, I'm not doing the show intros anymore. You haven't had me.
It's like those humans are taking my job.
Exactly. So let Benson go ahead and guide us into this astral projection.
There is a moment when the body grows still, but awareness does not. the muscles relax, the breath deepens, and the physical world loosens its hold. In that quiet space, something unusual begins to happen. Sensations change, the body feels distant, and consciousness seems to hover just beyond the edges of flesh. This is astral projection. Not a dream, not imagination, but a state where the body rests and awareness remains alert. And this is where the questions begin. What is it that moves when the body does not? Is it the soul, momentarily unbound? Is it consciousness discovering it was never trapped at all? Are we tethered to our physical form? Or are we capable of movement even when the body lies perfectly still? Tonight, we explore that threshold, the sensations, the experiences, and the mystery of what separates and what always returns. Stay present, stay calm, and listen closely. You're listening to Strange Darkness Radio.
Yes, astral projection, out-of-body experiences. I wonder how many people listening to this show and that are out there who actually had this experience and didn't know what it was. So I definitely want to get into this. Again, I don't know if they say you can astral project and not really know that you've done it. But most of the people that have done it are very aware of it and they actually remember it. So I want to get into not the creator or founder of this because it's been going on forever, but one of the people who brought this to light and started the Monroe Institute, which is Robert Monroe himself. He had an out-of-body experience and didn't quite know what it was. He perceived it as he was going crazy. Is it some like crazy lucid dream or something so out there that, he had to go see a doctor about? So I found it very interesting. I'm going to play this tape, which is extremely old. He was on some talk show. I'm not sure of the talk show, but yeah, again, Carolyn.
Okay. So what matters is not the clip itself. It is what it points to. Whether you see this as psychology, consciousness, or something more, the experience is constant. And that is where this conversation really begins.
Yes. And again, this is for our edification, for a learning process, and for us to, hear an experience that started this line of thinking. So let's get into it.
What is an out-of-body experience?
Well, an out-of-body experience is a state of being, a state of awareness, a state of action, separate and apart from the physical body. About 25% of the population throughout the world, I guess, has this spontaneously take place that they're aware of at least once in their lifetime.
No, what happens?
Yeah, what happens? Well, what happens is that you as an individual suddenly find yourself, for one reason or another, apart from your physical body, and yet you can think, you can be, you can act, but your physical body is in some other location. It may be only 2 inches away or 2,000 miles away. A very important thing is that everyone does this. The fact that you do not remember it does not infer that it does not happen. For example, during what we call delta sleep at night, which everyone goes through, is quite probably, according to our researches, the time when everyone goes into this out-of-body state. You don't remember it, but it does take place.
Now, is that like a dream?
No, it's something apart from a dream. It is there's no philosophic connotation in our approach to it, but it is somewhat a process of the recharging mechanism that you get during sleep.
When you first had yours, were you frightened?
I was totally frightened. Panic-stricken is a better word for it. And I went through, as a result, all the processes of medical examinations, psychiatric examinations, trying to determine why this was happening.
Robert, describe for us your first body. Can you remember it?
Oh, I can remember.
You still look frightened.
Oh, hang on. Very simple. I had been encountering a phenomenon that was like a vibration in the body, and I had gone to my doctor about it, and he had said, oh, that's just nerves and so on, and I would have to wait till this faded out, and it's not a physical vibration, incidentally. And one night I was lying in bed waiting for this vibration to cool down or fade away, as it were, so that I could simply roll over and go to sleep, because I didn't feel I should go to sleep, or couldn't, as a result of this taking place. On that particular night I was waiting, because it was a Friday night and Saturday was going to be a beautiful, bright, cold front day, meaning a good day for gliding. So I was lying in bed thinking what a nice time I was going to have that Saturday, getting into these nice thermal lifts and soaring around. That was with a glider, incidentally. And on that particular time, in the process of thinking this way, I suddenly felt something bumping against my shoulder. And I looked, and here was this, what looked to be the floor, bumping against my shoulder. And I thought, that's strange. I don't remember going to sleep. And I looked across, and I said, there's no rug on the floor. I looked more closely, and there was something sticking up out of the floor that shouldn't be there. And trying to perceive what this was, I got a real close look, and it was the chandelier. And in desperation, I realized that I was not bumping against the floor, I was bumping against the ceiling. And I flopped around in the air and looked down, and there below me was the bed, and here was my wife in bed, and here was a man in bed with my wife.
Oh.
And my first response is, well, this is an odd kind of Freudian-type dream. And I thought, well, I better get a good look at this man who was in bed with my wife. And I moved over a little bit closer, and with a great shock, I discovered that the man in bed with my wife was me. And then I went through this great emotional surge that I'm dying, death is here, I don't want to die, let me get back in there. And so I swam down to the body, popped in, and how, I don't know. And then I sat up in bed and looked around. Everything was quiet. My wife was lying there in bed, and I looked up, and there was a chandelier. And needless to say, I did not sleep the rest of that night. The next day, I hurried myself down to my favorite doctor, and he knew I was worried, but he couldn't find anything wrong with me. And that began the search. I fearfully tried to avoid letting this take place again, and as things do happen, it takes place again, and you have to fight the surge of panic about it.
Now, can this help people if they learn this out-of-body experience? Can it help them when they die, or they think they're going to die, or their time's up in this life?
There's a major discovery that comes with the result of such activity or practice. Without any equivocation, without any going past hope, belief, faith, you know that you do survive death. This changes your overview, your perspective. You have that knowledge, and it's not a religious thing. It's not a philosophical thing. It's a very, very pragmatic thing that you do survive physical death.
And you also, as it says in your book, can take terminal patients and relieve them of their pain by getting them to work
This is what
out
we
of
do.
body.
We let them establish a beachhead where they're going, so that they're totally familiar with where they're going, and then their fears evaporate completely, and they make nice, neat plans with some friends of theirs there to have a welcoming party, as it were.
So you're not afraid of dying at all, are you?
Well, yes, I don't particularly want to. I have too much to do here, but I'm not afraid of it. I would think I would get rather irritated that if I had to die now, I'd be irritated.
So when I heard Robert talking about his experience, or Mr. Monroe, I thought about Kyler, because he explained it a little differently, but it was pretty much the same. He didn't know what was happening to him. And so, yeah, but
I would like to know how old Robert Monroe was when he had that experience. Did you ever come across that?
I didn't hear him say how old he was when he had that experience.
That's interesting too, because I wonder if he had it in his later life, or if he had it like earlier and he's just talking about it now.
Yeah, and how frequent it was. Did he have it,
Right. And
multiple times, and he was able to control it? Because the whole thing
right.
now, what people want you to do, or at least try, from all these different gurus and people teaching these techniques, they want you to be able to astral project at will, or when you go to sleep, or right before you're going. So let's go ahead and get into the Gaia video, and excerpts of the Divine Science is for commentary and discussion. So we are going to show the clips. These clips are for reference material only, not for rebroadcasting. So just FYI, people out there, this is to understand, what the beliefs are and the possibilities.
For centuries, cultures worldwide have described the ability to leave the physical body and journey beyond, an experience known as astral projection, often reported during deep meditation, near-death experiences, and even on the cusp of sleep states. This phenomenon challenges our conventional understanding of reality. While similar to lucid dreaming, where one becomes aware within the dream, astral projection is considered a distinct phenomenon that may occur spontaneously or be entered intentionally, involving a journey beyond the confines of the physical body. Could these intersecting experiences deepen our understanding of the very nature of consciousness itself?
Because some people think it's like the chemical or the material version, I guess, of like a gateway for your soul to enter and exit your body. And so it induces out-of-body experiences in some people, or if you take enough of it.
Exactly. And that's the thing. When you're taking these particular drugs, you don't know what it's doing. You don't know if you're in that state. You don't know if you're in a dream world. You don't know if you're leaving reality. That's the whole thing. But when you're just falling asleep right before you fall asleep, and this actually occurs and puts you in this state, that's what's jarring for a lot of people, because they're like, I didn't drink, I didn't do it. Like, what is going on? And then when you leave your body and you look back and you see yourself, a lot of people think they passed away. And, because again, it's, the white light, you see this and you see that, but nobody really comes back and says, hey, this is actually what happens when you die. Other than the people who come back and explain it, but everybody explains it differently and have different interpretations on what they see and, what happens, at death, opposed to an OBE or, an astral projection.
It's also interesting that with out-of-body experience, and I'm very interested to hear what Kyler has to say about this when we get to it, but like when you're dreaming, the reason people don't remember their dreams is because your brain isn't actually recording anything. Like when you're out and about living your life, your brain is recording memories, but when you're dreaming, your brain is not recording anything. So it's interesting that when you have an astral projection or an out-of-body experience, you can remember things, and you can even experience sensations and perceptions that you can't normally in your just waking physical form. I met a lady in college when I was really young. I was probably like 17 or 18, and I was taking college classes, and I was just sitting waiting for my next class to start. And this older woman sat next to me, and we just started talking. And you could kind of tell that she had some health issues, and she had a cane, and she looked like she was probably only in her 50s, but you could just tell she had health issues. And we got onto the subject of kind of spirituality and things like that. And she told me she had a near-death experience when she was younger. And when she was younger, she was a kid. She actually went deaf for a couple of years.
Ooh, wow.
And so she couldn't hear at all. She was completely deaf from like age, 4 to 8 or something. And in between that time, she had some kind of a surgery or a procedure, and she died on the table and had an out-of-body experience. And she could see everything that was happening in the room. She could see the doctors and everything, but she could also hear everything that they were saying.
Yeah.
And I thought that was so incredible. Like, what a great story.
Yeah.
Because it just shows that it's real,
Yeah. No, that definitely happens a lot to people in various states, whether it be a car accident, whether it would be something very traumatic, and they end up going
And you
into the
remember
state.
it. People remember everything.
But I just wonder, like, how much of that is actually true and how much of that is like they think that's
your
what
brain,
happened.
exactly.
They
The
think
chemicals
that's the truth. Like, have there
in their
been
brain.
experiments like, oh, okay, yeah, we recorded that this conversation happened, and then actually you heard that when you passed away? Like, have they done like, are there actual, reports of these things being verified?
There are reports out there, and there are stories you can look up where they do have verification. Like I remember one where like an old man had a surgery and he had a near-death experience, and then when he woke up, the doctor had put his glasses in a drawer somewhere, and he told the nurse, "Hey, go get my glasses out of that drawer." So there's little things like that.
Yeah.
But
That have been confirmations.
yeah, but I
that
do
these
think,
things occur.
like when you're in a coma, you can supposedly hear things that people are talking about, so that's why they're not supposed to say negative things around you when you're in a coma.
I hope to never be in a coma because I won't make it. Anyway,
Why? Why would you not make
it?
it?
You'd be fine.
They'll be like, pull the plug. Let's give him another hour.
That was because my father was
Family?
in a coma at one point, and we
Probably.
asked him that too. Like, could you hear anything? He said he doesn't remember anything from even when his time when he was when he was in the coma. And then same thing with my grandfather. He said the same thing when he was under. He didn't recall hearing anything.
Oh, okay.
But that's why these near-death experience stories are so interesting, because people can recall specific things that are said and done in the room when they're under anesthesia or when they're dead, when they're literally dead.
Flatlined.
Yeah.
I'm just saying
It's
because
really
like
interesting.
because they probably did, but like I said, my two family members when they were both in the coma, they don't recall, because that was one of the things I asked them too. Was like, did you ever hear anything or do you remember anything? And for my dad, I think he just said it was like he was awake and then he was just like it was like waking up from a sleep, like like he didn't dream or he doesn't remember anything from the time he was in the coma.
Yeah, and it's not all
but that was his experience.
Yeah.
There's
right,
a really
Mhm.
Well, Michael, just if you're interested, or anyone, if you're interested in that particular subject of NDE's out-of-body experience and comas, there's a really good book called Something Heaven, and I'll look it up and I'll give you the name later. But it was literally written by a neuroscientist, a neurological doctor, like a brain doctor.
Yeah.
He was a brain surgeon, sorry. But he had some kind of rare disease and he went into a coma, and he describes the experience in this book, and it's crazy.
Wow.
I won't give away the ending, but there's like a big twist ending, and it's just a crazy spiritual book. It's so cool. I'll have to look up the name.
Check that out. Oh, people will have the name. Soon as
Yeah,
they
you
hear
can
it,
look
they'll-
it up. Something Heaven.
Exactly. Yep.
Proof of Heaven. It's called Proof of Heaven.
There you go. Proof of heaven. All right, here we go.
Astral projection is the capacity of the person to leverage the faculties of the astral body to reposition their perception into a new location. Astral projection and astral travel are essentially the same thing. We just have different levels of depth that someone may choose to embark on this kinds of experience. So, for example, at the lightest level, astral projection and astral travel is simply a projection of thought. It's me imagining myself in the other side of this room right now and beginning to have that experience. At the deepest level, it's putting my body all the way into a complete restful 0-point state and moving my entire consciousness out of my body and across a room to have a different experience.
I would say that astral travel is floating around, which you're sitting on a pure level of consciousness, and you allow your consciousness to float wherever it wants, and it enjoys floating here and there. But astral projection is when you would say, I want my attention to go to see what's happening with my friend, to see what's happening in this situation, and even project yourself to the past or project yourself to the future, because time and space are no more a limiting factor. So from the level of consciousness, and if you go to the level of pure consciousness, which is beyond time and space, then you can project yourself to experience what will happen in the future, what is happening now, what has happened before. And that is the simple reality of consciousness being projected to different places or different circumstances.
But yes, so yeah, you can
you can time travel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can
That's
time
crazy.
travel. You can,
I never thought of that.
Well, I wonder if someone used a form of that to like try to solve like a crime that has happened. Like when like you hear mediums and everyone or people that say that they are able to solve a crime because they've seen it. I wonder if they're using a form of astral projection to go back to try to go back and see to get details of that.
Yeah, that is like a form of astral projection.
Yeah, because they all say that they can see it and then they bring the information back with them. So I wonder if that's what they're doing too. Because that would be interesting if you're able to do that.
Yes, for sure.
That would help out. That would help solve so much.
Yeah, I need proof of people being able to I believe in astral projection, but I don't know if I believe like the time travel thing. I'm not sure. I mean, I need to look more into that, but to me,
also in
I need
theory.
proof. What's that, Kyler?
I was just saying, like, it's also in theory, like the time travel thing, because if you think of like the spirit or the mind, the consciousness, and then I guess paired with the body, how the body exists on the physical plane, while the consciousness and the spirit exist, on a separate plane.
Exactly.
In like kind of like space time.
Yes, because you are leaving your body, and we will definitely talk about what effects your brain is going through when you actually leave, whether it's your spirit, your soul, however you want to take it on the spiritual realm. But you're actually not there. You're checked out for however long. It can seem like 10 seconds to the person that's with you in your physical form, and to you it's it's been like hours in time.
What's that theory, or it's like a science thing where all points in time and space are happening now and they're all the same, or all points in time are happening at the same time, or something like that? And it's like when you are in your physical body, you experience time differently than our consciousness. I mean, it makes sense. We could access anything. You can access the Akashic records. That means you can access the future, the past, whatever time. And if everything's happening at once, then it'd be easy to travel to any point in time.
Yeah. Yeah. And I probably will talk about this later, but have you ever just been sitting and you've been in such a relaxed state to where you hear music or a smell and it takes you to that place from, the past, and it literally like you feel like you're there. I've been in a situation where I feel like my body, my spirit or soul is lifting from my body, and I get like just dizzy for a split second, and then I'll be like, what the hell? And then it just,
you snap back.
Yeah, exactly. Very interesting. So let's just go to the next one.
You can't talk about astral projection without understanding your soul. You have a body, and inside your body is your soul. But it's the same essence, I believe, that you use to go and travel in your astral reality. So you go to different places. You feel yourself hovering. Who are you? You are your soul. That soul then comes back into your physical body, and you, for the most part, are consciously aware that you experienced this amazing trek to another place on the planet, or sometimes even on other planets. And again, many people learn to astral project. Some people do it naturally. Many people do it and are totally unaware that they're doing it on a regular basis.
Many individuals experience astral projection unintentionally through deep relaxation or altered awareness, often realizing they've projected only after the experience concludes, recalling sensations of floating, traveling, or observing from outside themselves. But how does one intentionally enter this state and navigate the unseen realms?
We definitely have to try that. We'll get Mike involved, and though he might have us in a room playing with a Ouija board or something crazy. If we go into his dream or his reality,
we should get Kyler to meet with us.
Well,
he's the expert,
Kyler, right? Yeah,
I try to be an expert.
So I was gonna say, but like when you astral project, like, can you would you see like spirits and things like that? Like, what would you actually what would they come out as like for you? Like, if so when you go into if you're like talking about going to a Ouija board, so if you go to someone else's session, would you see something appear during their session, since you're in this out of body experience?
Yeah, well, that's the $10 million question as far as like when you're astral projecting and you're either floating in an abyss or going to a particular location. It is said that other people see you and meet up. There are stories out there where other people have met in the astral realm. I'm going to put it that way, opposed to the veil or death or anything like that, right? And they've talked about it and said, "Oh, I remember you doing this," or "I remember you doing that." And some people don't remember. And sometimes you see entities. Sometimes you see aliens. And then some people, they're just looking at themselves. They're stuck in the wall at the top of the floating up at their ceiling and can't move because they don't know how to get back. Some say you start trying to swim down, and some say you just try to concentrate to get back into your body, because most people are scared and afraid.
That would
they
be
think
scary.
they're dying.
Because my thing, not my thing, but because they do that in Insidious, the whole movie's based off OBE and astral projection. Because because the whole thing is that's why I wonder, is that how you see the spirits, is they're in that state of they don't know if they're dead. That some of the ones that do know they're dead, and they're trying to find a body to get to.
That would be scary.
Yeah, so because you can say I'll astral project, but then when you see something that you didn't want to see in that realm,
you're stuck there.
Hot foot it back to your body as fast as possible.
But I feel like if you're putting that much energy,
Hot foot it back.
if you're putting that much energy into because isn't it you have to do a deep focus to be able to astral project, so you're really intentional about where you're going and what you're going to be seeing. It's not like you just
that's
astral project
as you
into
learn
whatever.
more, because what I'm going to say, Amy, you will be learning that soon. I'm going to put it that way. I'm not going to tell
pig.
you. I'm not going to say any more than that. But what people will do, they will set up altars. They will set up a table. They will put a bell on it. They will put a fragrance on it. They will put a set of cards. And what they'll do is they'll be able to go, when they astral project, go to that, start trying to ring the bell, trying to look at what the card says and trying to smell it. So, and they may do one or the other, or, they all may not work, right? But you keep doing it. Eventually you start to awaken your senses in that astral state. And then you're able to start doing more, where you're able to control it a little more.
How do you control that though? Do you have a buddy in the room with you that's ringing the bell, or
No, you're doing it
yourself?
You're doing it as you astral project. You're trying to ring that bell.
Oh, so you're still kind of controlling your body, even though you're outside of it. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Well, I think it's more like controlling the astral body.
But then who's ringing the bell? Are you physically ringing the bell, or is it in the astral plane?
It's not about a person hearing the bell in the real world. It's about if you hear the bell as in that state. Right? You're trying to, because a lot of times when you're dreaming, do you think about sound? Do you think about smell?
That's true.
You don't think about that. And
so you're just trying to make yourself more aware of that.
Yeah,
state
you're
of
having more
being.
control. Yeah. So as you keep doing it regularly, you'll have more control over.
Oh, that's interesting.
But yeah. All right. So let's get into this other part.
If out-of-body experiences are a natural part of human experience, what happens in the brain when they occur? Research using neurofeedback devices like the mind mirror reveals a fascinating pattern, one that challenges conventional neuroscience. Instead of heightened activity, as seen in dreaming or deep meditation, the brainwaves of experienced astral travelers appear to quiet dramatically, as if consciousness itself is shifting elsewhere, raising new questions about the nature of the mind.
Non-local consciousness, having no time in it, has a curious way of showing up on the mind mirror and in our sessions, discovery programs at the Monroe Institute. I have seen countless times people have this beautiful awakened mind pattern, high amplitude, and all of a sudden their brainwaves just disappear. They don't flatline. They turn into these very, very low amplitude patterns. It lasts for maybe 10 seconds, and then boom, they're back out again. the first time I saw it, I said, well, I think somebody went on an out-of-body journey and there was nobody home in the brain because the brainwaves have disappeared. The curious thing about it is that 10 seconds, I saw their amplitudes decreased. They were in an out-of-body state, touring the world, landing at the pyramids, seeing an eye in the top of the pyramids, walking with a spirit guide, having all of these incredibly elaborate, detailed, vivid experiences, and it was only 10 seconds for me.
While out-of-body experiences have long been described as mystical, emerging research is uncovering their neurological foundations. Studies using fMRI reveal that OBEs involve key regions of the brain linked to self-processing and spatial awareness, particularly the temporal parietal junction, TPJ, the cerebellum, and the supramarginal and posterior superior temporal gyri. These areas help construct our sense of physical presence, and when disrupted, they may allow consciousness to shift beyond the body's perceived boundaries. Yet for many who experience OBEs, the impact goes far beyond neuroscience.
See, like that one, I would like to see them experiment with people who like first try it and see what how because they said the person they said they did it to, or when they showed it they did 10 seconds. They said
That's just one person over thousands, because Monroe Institute's been in business for decades. So yeah, that's not one particular study.
Oh, I see.
That is over a lot of different people in a lot of different scenarios.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. And then the thing with the as far as the spirituality and science, I'm pretty sure as far as them studying and being interested, I don't know, I wouldn't say that, or I wouldn't know if they actually would take spirituality and combine it with the science that they study, as opposed to that they acknowledge that the consciousness is there.
Mm-hmm.
And then the consciousness could how it's shutting down, and that's what they find interesting in how the brain is the consciousness is vanishing.
Right. That's kind of what I mean. It's we're just now starting to understand that consciousness is, because we've never known what consciousness is. That's a famous saying, right? It's scientists have never been able to find the part of your brain where consciousness is.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so we're just now starting to look into it and understand it and do these studies of these types of things, and people are becoming more open-minded to it, I guess, and more curious.
Some actually separate the spirit and the consciousness into two different things. So
I was going to ask everybody that. Do you think your soul and your consciousness are the same thing?
And that's where things get kind of, iffy for me, because partly I do think they're the same, but at the same time, I think that they can separate.
Kind of just like how your mind and your consciousness and your body can separate.
Yeah.
Did I get loud again?
No, sorry. No. There was something else happened.
Oh.
Studio.
What else happened?
Yeah.
Nothing happened.
Oh, there's a ghost in their studio.
Yes. Yes.
Or a cat. I saw a cat.
Ghost cat.
No, I do think that at certain points the consciousness will separate from the spirit, but they kind of go hand in hand until separation point.
What do you think they are then? What are their different roles?
Well, it depends if you believe in reincarnation and different stuff like that. Because the same consciousness you have wouldn't travel with the spirit, beyond you.
Well, I particularly think it's the same. I think it's your consciousness is your soul, but each time you go into a new vessel, that's a new experience for that particular vessel as you go through, being a child and learning the steps and stages. And also that if you're talking about reincarnation, that is blocked off. I truly believe that's what deja vu is. It's that you've done something so many different times, whether or not you did it in this body, because who knows how that works, whether or not we're repeating ourselves or we're coming back as new individuals. I think a lot of the conscience that's there at whatever brief time gives you access, or you can potentially get access, but then it closes really quick. And for the psychic people with psychic abilities, they're more apt to be able to tap into that and have a little bit more time and free, roaming with that particular, with those abilities to tap into
It's
other
like
people
they're on
or
a different
themselves.
frequency, or they can access a different frequency.
Exactly, because you hear a lot of psychics will tell you about past lives, and they will go deep dive into how many lives they lived, who they were. Again, I don't know if that's true or not, but I think the soul is in another realm, but it accesses the body as you're awake. That's your soul accesses the body, because there are people, I mean, think about it. If you, the people with heart transplants, kidney transplants, liver transplants, people who've lost one side of their brain, whether it's their frontal lobe or the back, area, or, and they still function. They're still, who knows where the soul is or where it is, right? In your body, is it in one particular cell or, all that? No, I think it's just an attachment that's with you until you move on to the next body that stays with you. But when you sleep or when things happen like astral projection, it's able to lift off and, do those particular things and be like, hey, what's different about this? Because a lot of people describe the start of astral projection, they think it's death. They think they're dying. Because they're like, oh, why?
Right, because they're not used
body...
to being conscious while they're outside of their body.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
I'm more with Bobby. I think that, and I've actually heard this before too, that your personality or your consciousness, you do keep that same. I mean, it changes obviously depending on physical factors and genetics and things like that.
Yeah.
But I do believe in reincarnation, and I do believe that your consciousness does travel with you into the next life and the next life and the next. And you're evolving, right? That's like the point. Your soul or your consciousness is supposed to be evolving and growing. And so it's not going to stay exactly the same, but it's going to change, but it still is that same consciousness, I guess. Although I guess, I don't know, maybe not. If things are energy is so fluid and it changes. And so I guess it's kind of hard to pin that down.
Yeah.
Well, that's scary if there is reincarnation and people are supposed to be evolving. When you look at some people, you're like, well,
they're new. They're the new people.
That's true. Maybe they're, think about it that way.
I guess I should say, as far as like when I mentioned like consciousness or like the same consciousness,
that
also is kind of like your identity is what I kind of would also mean with that. Like the consciousness, like of course there's like the consciousness that still exists, but the identity is gone. Like the identity that you currently have now, like this type of consciousness or like this level of consciousness, who you are.
You mean once you pass on, or
like once you pass on?
I think it's just cut off. I think it's designed that way because here's the thing: if we all knew we were reincarnated and we were going to come back, do you know how many people will be doing self-harm to be like, I don't like this world.
I want to go home.
Like this time. Let me start over.
Well, and it's like cheating on a test, because if we're here to learn lessons and we're here to experience new things, if we had all our past life memories in every lifetime, we wouldn't really be experiencing them for the first time, and we wouldn't really. It's kind of like cheating. You're supposed to evolve and grow and experience different things in this life.
Yeah.
What a good commercial.
Yes, Amy. No. Commercial hasn't played yet.
My bad.
I got to get Amy to wake up. So
Sorry.
We are live. No, she's good, but I've never seen a tired Amy. So
you haven't?
Every time we record.
I've never. No, she's not did 3-4 yawns in a session.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm so tired.
All right. But on that tired note, we're going to take a break, give Amy some rest.
This is brought to you by Strange Darkness Radio and OBSBot. If you create videos, stream, or podcast, OBSBot is a game changer. Their smart AI tracking keeps you perfectly centered, the video quality is crystal clear, and it all works hands-free so you can focus on your content while the camera does the work. Ready to upgrade? Use our code Strange Darkness Radio for big savings, and follow the link in the description to check out the full lineup. OBSBot makes creating easier, faster, and so much better.
All right, you guys, go get Ozbot. Use our Strange Darkness Radio coupon code when you're ordering, and I believe it's only at Ozbot, their website. So go and get them. They're amazing, especially if you're a podcaster. You want good quality without having a DSLR and all that good stuff. It'll follow you around the room. It'll, as you move and do your thing. My studio's fixed, so I don't need that right now. But I will be getting their high-end cameras in here very soon. So definitely go check them out and see if you can use them. You can use them for Zoom calls. You can use them for anything in the paranormal realm. They can actually be taken out on site, battery operated. But yeah, so check them out. Okay, Kyler, let's get into your OBE.
Yeah, man.
Let's talk about what happened, how it happened, when it happened. Go for it.
All right, let's see. Where do I want to start at other than the beginning?
He's like, I'll start off at the end.
I don't know, just tell it backwards.
Any questions?
Like a Tarantino film, he'll just like different parts.
He'll take us through it backwards.
Almost. But yeah, I guess I don't really have to give the date exactly, but I know it was I think I was around like 18 years old back when this happened. So it was a cool little while back. And yeah, one day, I mean, it was before I didn't have to work or anything. So it was like one of my off days, no class, no anything. So I'm just kind of hanging out at the house. And, so I'm laying on the couch, take a nap. And like, as I'm sleeping, which, is something that's happened before as far as like the feeling I started getting while I was laying there, like it was like a low, like kind of a vibration in my legs.
Were you going to sleep? Like, or were you just chilling out and? Okay.
Oh yeah, I was gonna go ahead and take a nap. Yeah, it was one of those days. I just felt like resting extra. But so as I'm laying there, my leg, like one of my legs, it started kind of vibrating a bit, feel kind of a shaking there, and which has happened before. So I I just kind of shake it off and it leaves. Wouldn't have to worry about it. But this day it didn't leave. It just kind of stayed there. And it kind of felt like it started progressing further up, like up my body. And as that's happening, I'm hearing like a noise in my ears. Something of a almost like waves, or like wind coming in waves, like kind of in the ear.
Like a whooshing noise?
Yeah, something like a whooshing noise in my ears. As this is happening, so the vibrations, they progress further and further up. And this is just, like I said, one of the times I can't shake this off, so I'm kind of wondering what in the world is happening. And as that happens, the vibrations get like more and more, I guess intense would be the word. So as I'm laying there now, where it feels like, again, like this intense vibration in the body, and it starts to make me, I mean, it was intense enough, I really started to wonder if there was like a small quake outside, like in the street, how much that was happening. And the noise in my ears, it ended up, it intensified almost to the point, like if you know one of those big, like almost industrial fans that you have right next to my ears. Just like,
it's like it's like a buzzing sound, right? Like bees almost, or like a fan, or what did it sound like?
It sounded even more just like a huge fan in my ears. Just imagine like a big industrial fan or something right there in your ear on high, just blowing through. And so all this is going on at once. So of course I wasn't the most comfortable at the time in wondering what in the hell is going on.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking something's going on. I need to get up. I want to go check on my dad. Even my dad was in the other room. So I went to check on him, trying to, because I'm thinking there might be a quake going on, something else happening. And out of nowhere, just suddenly there was this loud bang, almost like almost like a shot or a bomb. It's basically sound like a bang goes off.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And at that moment, I finally jump up. So I'm like, I jump up extremely quick. At that point, I was able to open my eyes and everything too, because my eyes, because I figured I'd be going to sleep. My eyes are closed. So I open my eyes. I jump up finally, and that feeling when you stand up like way too fast.
Yeah,
kind of
lightheadedness.
Yeah, kind of lightheaded, but things just felt kind of different at the time. Like, so as I'm standing there, and I felt like like slightly taller, and I couldn't really walk like I wanted, like I would usually do. I couldn't walk around, couldn't do anything at first. And I finally can like look around the room. And what was wild to me at the time, because I didn't think about it at first. I think back to it though, that the room had like this strange bluish, it's like a whitish bluish tint to it all around the room. And so of course I hadn't started panicking yet. I'm just confused, wondering what the hell's going on in this house. And so I'm trying to get my balance, because I still couldn't balance properly. So I finally managed to start turning around as I'm looking, and out the corner of my eye, I see something out the corner of my eye. When I finally turn and I look down, and I see myself laying on the couch, just out like a light. And so now I'm really wondering what the hell's going on. Why the hell am I laying right here? And again, hearing this loud noise, all the vibrations have stopped. And so I'm like, now I really want to go check on my father. So I turn around to go, I can try to go toward the room, straight across. It's like I'm moving my hands so you can see it across the hall, across the walkway. And as I look that direction now, I see this figure that's like standing against one of the walls in the house. And it didn't really have much of a form to it. It was somewhat formless. I wouldn't
shadow-like?
exactly say, kind of shadowish, because I wouldn't say it was exactly smoky, but it didn't really have a figure to it.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of
That's scary.
Oh yeah. It wasn't a very fun time at that moment. So of course, first thought comes to my mind at that point now is, well, like, I can't fight like this. Like, if I'm gonna fight this thing,
he's thinking about mutual combat. What is happening?
Like, I'm thinking, so I don't know, something broke in, whatever's going on. So I'm like, I can't fight like this. I can barely even walk properly. So my next thought was, okay, I gotta get up. Like, I gotta get me up. And as soon as I thought that, suddenly, like, I'm like jumping, like it's like I was like pulled back in. I'll jump up off the couch. I go around the corner and there's nothing there. And so I go into my dad's room finally, and I'm kind of like asking him, and I was like, did you like feel any did you feel anything outside? I didn't want to sound like I was psychotic. Trying to tell my dad this.
That is wild.
Were you outside your body too?
Man, right? He looks at me, he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, was it like a small quake or anything? He's like, I didn't feel anything. And I was like, you didn't hear, like, there wasn't like a loud noise or anything? He's like, nah, I didn't. He's like, there was nothing going on. So I'm just sitting there like, oh, shit. So I'm like, okay. So as I walk out, and I'm thinking about it. So I call my cousin up. And as I'm talking to him, I tell him everything about the dream. And he's just kind of like, he's like, yeah, no, he's like, that's wild. Like, he's like, I was like, yeah, I don't know what it was, but I'm like, okay, whatever. I kind of just figured I kind of just wrote it off at the time. Like, okay, cool. You fast forward some months, maybe a year or so, but you fast forward a bit, and I'm sitting there watching TV, and the movie trailer comes on. After I finish the trailer, and I called my cousin back, I was like, cousin, go watch this movie trailer, and then call me back. Didn't tell him anything else. He goes to watch the trailer, calls me back, and he's like, that sounds damn near exactly like the dream that you said you had, like the way you described it.
Yeah.
And in that movie, it was Insidious. It was a trailer for Insidious. And that was pretty much at the point where I was like, okay, maybe it wasn't just a dream that I was having at that time. It must have been something different, because, why would I be seeing that? I'd never seen that trailer before.
Yeah.
And I had this before the trailer and stuff even came out.
Did you, when you got pulled back in, did you feel anything or hear anything at that time?
Nah, really, my focus is just kind of trying to get around that corner and try to see whoever the hell was in the house.
Yeah.
I was going to try to figure that out.
Yeah, but what you described is, exactly like an OBE. Some people say that they see a figure with them. It doesn't have a form, and it's hard to make out. Some actually do have a form, but a lot of the times it doesn't have a form, but they feel there's a presence that's with them. And then so when you went back in, yeah, obviously it's not going to be there because you're in a whole other plane as, you know, that figure. Who knows if it was still there or what it was doing. Could have been, you know, possibly a guide, or could have been just a watcher.
Yeah, what do you think that, Kyler, what do you, like, looking back on it now, have you kind of figured out or put any thought into what that entity was or what you saw? Like, why do you think it was there and who do you think it was?
I have thought about it a few different times of like what it could have been, because again, it wasn't like I had much of a negative, you know, feeling. I mean, most negative thought I had was like, well, somebody might have broken this house. I'm about to, I got to get them out of here.
But the entity itself didn't scare you or give you like a negative kind of energy from it. Like it wasn't.
No, it was more just surprising. Like, it was just like, I was extremely surprised that something is standing over here in this house in front of me.
Right.
Like that was pretty much that was like the main thing that came to mind. And, you know, once I jumped back in and jumped up around that corner to go check it out.
And why do you think this happened in the first place? Because it's not like you were trying to have an out-of-body experience. Have you thought about that either? Like, why? What were you doing that made it happen?
I would say, like, because there are various things I've heard following that happening, and I kind of look into it. And, you know, some people have said that it's like something is trying to contact you. And so it ends up pulling, you know, so you end up getting pulled out because it's been trying to contact you.
That's interesting.
And and it has like an effect on, you know, like, well, so, you know, while you're asleep, it's easier for you to be contacted by entities.
That's what I was gonna say. Maybe it was trying to, whatever this was trying to coax you to try to speak with you, but when it realized it possibly went about it the wrong way, and it was like, no, I had to leave. Like maybe this wasn't the best idea.
It was wild.
But they say this is natural as far as when you're falling asleep, that you possibly can have these events take place. And depending on what you see, but a lot of people, especially for the first time, see what is called a watcher, or an entity that is in a shadow form, but not quite a full shadow form.
Yeah. They were saying like,
is there water being
fear.
sprayed somewhere?
What's that?
I hear water.
You guys, there's something wrong with my microphone. It is picking up every single tiny little sound in my apartment.
A whooshing sound.
I was like, are we about to have an OBE right now?
It's that buzzing sound. What is that?
A joint OBE would be wild.
Man, that's weird.
Like, I guess that was another reason, like I said, I wasn't really panicked much leading into it happening, because the whole like vibrations thing, it happened semi-often, especially around that time. It was happening a lot. Like, I'd just be laying there, and I'd be like laying there asleep, middle of the day, and you know, I'd probably feel like a vibration in the legs or in the arm, but I just kind of would write it off as nothing, because I could just wave it off and be done with it.
So I know someone will ask, like, whether it's the fans or something, but you're sure you weren't like shaking your leg, like you weren't like moving your leg at all. It was like, it felt like there was actual like outside vibration around your leg.
Or more just like just kind of in the body, like it's like the vibration just kind of throughout the legs, then all the way up throughout the body.
That's a common sensation. Everything you described is exactly what people say when they're doing either a DMT and they have an out-of-body experience, or even with NDEs, they say the exact same thing. They feel a vibration, like their body is just vibrating, and then they hear or experience like a pop, and then suddenly they're outside of their body.
That was a loud pop.
It's so interesting.
That was a hell of a pop, because like I said, I thought it was like I thought somebody kicked the door down or something. Like it was loud.
Like it was shocking.
I really thought that it was like an actual bang. And like I said, because I didn't really look into, you know, out of body experiences and astral planes or astral
at the time
before that,
until after that happened. You know, I was always interested somewhat in paranormal things and, you know, movies and all that stuff, but once that happened, that's when I kind of finally started looking into it. And then I saw that's the first time I even seen something called an OB.
Maybe that's what the entity, or maybe that's why it happened. Maybe the entity, or whatever reason that you had this out-of-body experience, was because it wanted you to look into these not paranormal, but into these spiritual things. And that's what got you onto this like path of like really exploring this stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the purpose.
Have you had one ever since?
No, not to that extent, or not that not that
that sensation.
Just probably
to the completion, I guess I'll say. Like
lucid dreaming is probably what you had prior to that, because you were saying, what do you mean, something close to it, or
well,
not
so
at
like
all?
as far as like the I guess you call it paralysis in a way, because you can't really
sleep
move.
paralysis.
Yeah, because you can't really move while it's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But because like even at that point, it isn't, because you're fully I was fully conscious. I'd say is that I'm conscious. I'm just laying there with my eyes closed, and I can't move.
These are different times, though, correct?
I mean, even at the time when it happened.
I'm talking about
every time.
afterwards. Did you have anything like that afterwards?
Yeah, I've had that happen, and it's interesting thinking on it because again, like my eyes, like I can't even open up my eyes. I'm like laying there, my eyes are closed.
Yeah.
So most often, I'm just not able to see anything around me. It's just a feeling.
Do you feel weight on your chest at all?
Like something holding you down or anything like that? Because that's usually like with sleep paralysis. You feel like,
I can say no. I didn't really have that. I don't think I haven't had that happen at all. Really, thankfully,
luckily,
that would be
like because my sleep paralysis was very not cool.
You want to have a go-go dancer on. What was your sleep paralysis, Mike? Did we talk about that?
Not on the show, we didn't. I don't think I really told you about it. But mine wasn't really, I was laying on my back. Mine was I was laying on my side looking at a dark corner of my room. This was when I was staying with my grandmother. And I was kind of like, I opened my eyes and I saw like a figure standing in the corner of the room, of like the darkest part of my room. Mm-hmm. This one I was working night shift, so I was awake during the day. So my room, I had blackout shades for my room to keep it as dark as possible. But the little bit of light from the edges, I was able to see. Like, I don't know how to explain it other than like, to me it felt like there was a woman with incredibly long hair standing in the corner of my room. Even though I couldn't see her, I had that feeling like there was a woman standing in my room. I could vaguely make like an outline of the person, and I couldn't move and I couldn't say anything. But I could hear like my grandmother in the kitchen. She was cooking, and I was trying to yell for her to come in the room to help me. Yeah. But I just could not move. But it didn't feel like nobody was holding me down. It just felt like I had no control to move my body or speak. And then I made the mistake of I closed my eyes, and then immediately I was like, what if I open my eyes and this thing is now directly in front of my face? That was my that's creepy. And then to me it kind of did feel like, and then after a while, like I kept my eyes closed, like I'm not gonna open my eyes. But then after a while, my grandmother did come into my room and she opened the door, and when she opened the door, it was like everything
went to normal,
fixed. I was able to move. And it wasn't like I caught like heavy breathing caught my breath. It was like I sat up and I just kind of like centered myself, and then she was just like, she had no idea what happened. She still to this day does not know what happened.
You didn't say anything to her.
I didn't tell her about it, and I haven't had another sleep paralysis since that time. But it does. But I've never had the sleeping. Yeah, I've never had the sleeping the sleeping syndrome where you feel someone sitting on your chest or holding you down. It just felt like I couldn't move my body. Like I had no access to it.
Yeah,
that's what it just felt like to me.
Interesting.
It's creepy. Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and get into open line, and we're gonna do this rapid fire. I don't want Amy falling asleep.
Past my bedtime.
And listeners, so yeah, I think you guys will get a kick out of these, but here we go.
I didn't know who else to call. Is my family okay? I feel like someone's listening. Across the veil, you've reached Strange Darkness Radio. Open line.
Hello, Strange Darkness Radio. I've listened to your show for a long time, and I'm still not sure if this is something people are ready to hear. But you keep saying there are parts of the experience people don't talk about. This is one of them. My name is Marissa. I'm 29. I live in Los Angeles. This happened after sex with my partner. Nothing unusual about that part. We were close, relaxed, still breathing together afterward. That quiet space where your body feels loose and heavy at the same time. That's when it started. I felt a warmth spread through me again, not physical this time, deeper, slower, like the echo of pleasure continuing after my body had already finished. At first, I honestly thought I was slipping into a lucid dream. Then I felt myself lift, not dramatically, no jolt, just a gentle separation, like rolling out of warm water. I was suddenly aware that my body was still there, still breathing, still curled next to my partner, and I was not in it. What shocked me wasn't fear, it was clarity. I was hovering just above the bed. I could see us. I could see myself exactly as I'd been left. Relaxed, mouth slightly open, hand resting on his chest. That's the moment I knew this wasn't a dream. I've never dreamed in third person like that. The room darkened, but not in a scary way, more like the lights dimming before a performance. And then I felt attention. Something noticed me. I didn't see a face, I didn't hear words, but there was a presence, close, intentional, aware of me in a way that felt deeply personal, intimate without being invasive. The sensation that followed was overwhelming. It felt like pleasure, but not the kind your body creates. There was no touch the way we understand touch. It was as if my awareness itself was being engaged, like something knew exactly how to resonate with me. I remember thinking, this feels familiar, and that terrified me. The intensity built, not in waves, but in layers, each one deeper than the last. It felt emotional, physical, and something else I don't have language for. I wasn't losing control, I was being met. At one point, I became aware of a faint connection pulling me backward. Not forceful, more like a reminder. When I returned to my body, it was sudden. I gasped and sat up. My partner stirred but didn't wake. My heart was racing, but my body felt satisfied, drained and full at the same time. I didn't sleep for the rest of the night. What scares me isn't what happened, it's that part of me misses it. And another part of me knows I didn't imagine it, because dreams don't leave you with that kind of aftertaste. I've never told anyone this in detail. People joke about sex dreams or fantasies, but this wasn't that. This felt like something that exists whether we talk about it or not. If you read this on air, please don't sensationalize it. I'm not claiming anything definitive. I'm just saying there are experiences that happen after the body finishes, and nobody prepares you for that. Thank you for creating space for the parts of consciousness that don't fit neatly into categories. I'm Marissa from Los Angeles.
That's interesting. Tyler, you didn't have that sensation, did you? As far as the feeling familiar, or you said it wasn't scary, didn't make you think one way or the other. It was like,
it wasn't anything like that. It really was just kind of like in my own, my own thought processes.
So do you think it would have been different if you weren't in a panic state to where, you were concerned about your, was it your dad or your grandfather?
My dad.
Your dad, that there was something going on in the room, opposed to you couldn't live in that moment, I would say. And, so it was more of you were in fight or flight mode. And one, you wanted to get back into your body, not, sitting there just at awe, like what is happening, opposed to, okay, what is happening? Why is it happening? But I need to get back into my body because I'm about to kick this dude's ass. Yeah. So,
pretty much. Yeah.
So
it was, I say it was pretty much along that line. Yeah.
Yeah. So
especially considering, like another reason I wasn't really panicked about it starting off was pretty much because the steps leading up to it have happened before, as far as like the vibrations, the noise was the noise was new for the most part. The whole thing with the waves in the ears was pretty new, but the vibration, that was
something that you experienced before.
Yeah, that was something I've already experienced. So I was pretty used to it. I didn't really panic anymore once that happened.
Does that still happen to you?
Not like recently, but I'd probably say a few years ago, I've kind of had that happen.
You gotta let go, man, and see where it takes you.
Would you want to do it again? Like, have you thought about meditating or trying to do it again, or is it something you're not really wanting to experience again?
And that's the thing, is honestly, like if I could control it, then I wouldn't mind it. It's just be a thing of not being able to, like, it's every time it's happened, it's been out of control. It's been out of my own activating it. basically.
But that's but that's the thing. Like she was explaining, she was just in a state to where she just relaxed, and then that occurred, and what is going on, right? And you're in a state, unfortunately, which I can see that being you all the time, just knowing you, and like put your dukes up, like what the hell, and but so you didn't allow yourself to, I won't say enjoy it, but to experience it truly, without already, again, you're gonna be fearful and not understanding what's happening, but you, as I know you, is like, okay, what is going on and why is it happening? And now I see somebody, I need to make sure everybody's okay, because that's the type of person you are. So I definitely can see that. So
there's that, and then like I've kind of heard, you hear multiple different stories and different things about what you wouldn't, and shouldn't do as far as dealing with entities and spirits. So they talk about if you giving the attention to them, and it kind of like it like shows them that you recognize them there, and they they start interacting more. You might be inviting something in. But I've had a time when I was laying there asleep. It was that's what I meant. One of the times in a somewhat more recent time was I'm laying down, I'm asleep, and again, like it's this whole thing as far as like vibration things happen, and this time as the noises I'm hearing in my ears, but it's like a low whisper, and I couldn't make out what the person was saying. I'm just hearing somebody like saying something in my ear. They're like, and I'm like, what the hell? Yeah. And that's exactly what it sounded like. So I was like, what the? And so of course, me, I'm just kind of laying there. I'm like, whoever. I'm like, I don't know. I'm thinking it might be one of the kids, my niece or nephew or somebody. So I was like, if you can't use your words, I can't hear you. Go away. Like I'm asleep. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Like so, I'm like, you need to speak up. I can't hear you. And then it spoke up, and I was like, oh shit. And that's why I'm like, oh wait a minute. So then I'm like, oh never mind. I'm like, no. So at that point, I'm like, never mind. Back up.
What did it say, or was it just mumbling still?
Yeah, it was just more. It was like a louder whisper, and I was like, I don't know what to say.
Because I talk about that incident that happened with me in my home, to where it was an entity that was trying to tell me something, and I was laying in bed and I couldn't figure out what it was saying, which it felt it was highly articulate, right? But in my state that I was in, I couldn't understand what it was saying. And it just kept repeating the same thing, because the same rhythmic tone or whatever it was saying was the same, but it kept repeating it. Like I should know this, or I should understand it, or it was trying to make me aware of something. So I think about that often. Very often.
That's damn near. That's kind of it's kind of what it was. That whisper. Yeah, I couldn't make it out, but it was like obviously something was trying to say something to me.
I wonder what you would have seen like that first time that it happened, or where you saw the shadow person or the shadow figure. I wonder, like, had that not happened, because I think that's what jolted you out of actually getting really into that experience. Like, I wonder how far it would have taken you had that not have happened. Like, I'm kind of curious, like, what else you would have seen.
Let me show you.
I had to keep my head in my pocket.
No, I mean, that's the thing about astral projection. You can go any place.
Oh yeah, so. And then like I said, like if I was in a position to have a better control over it, and I did that, I wouldn't mind.
Or if you were aware of what was happening, opposed to just shocked.
Yeah, because again, like that was the first time it ever progressed that far. The closest it's ever happened was again a few years back when. It was a similar situation where I'm laying down at nighttime going to sleep, and something starts happening. At that point, I was able to kind of somewhat open my eyes finally, but I couldn't get up. Like I actually felt like I could move every other limb. I just couldn't, for some reason, I couldn't like pick my head up.
Yeah.
And I've heard people say that, so like that bang, like the loud noise, that bang you hear is actually you finally separating, like you've separated and you've been able to get away or get up.
Right.
And I guess that was kind of what was going on at that point. I didn't hear that bang. Everything else I was hearing.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't get up from that point. Then I ended up waking up and it didn't really matter anymore.
Oh, wow. All right, let's go on to the next.
Hello, Strange Darkness Radio. My name is Michael. I'm writing from Ontario. I've had multiple out-of-body experiences over the years, and what stands out to me is that they don't feel random. They feel structured. The first time, I noticed intense vibrations and a sense of alignment, like everything clicked into place. When I separated, I felt connected to my body by something I can't fully describe, a sense of pull or tether. During one experience, I tried to move too far too fast. That's when I felt resistance, not force, but correction, like I'd broken a rule I didn't know yet. I was immediately returned to my body. Over time, I've come to believe there are boundaries to these experiences, not imposed as punishment, but as protection. Whatever realm this is, it doesn't feel chaotic. It feels governed. That idea alone has stayed with me longer than the experiences themselves. Thank you for giving space to this topic.
What are you guys' thoughts on that?
That's actually...
Go ahead.
Yeah, the vibration part, immediately I was like, yeah, everyone seems to say that the same thing. Like, it's the vibration that seems to start it off.
Yeah.
That separates the, astral projection from the OBE, or is it a combination of both, depending on, making yourself aware or actually leaving the area and being jettisoned? But a lot of these people, again, these are first-time experiencers, and so they're not really aware of what's happening. So it's more of chaos and understanding to what is actually being, happening at the time that it's occurring. So I do find that, interesting with these particular stories. But you were going to say something, Kyler?
Oh yeah, I was just going to say, like, so in that moment, it's like what happened to me. Maybe I didn't go far enough, as far as a distance to feel anything of a tether.
Yeah.
I think, like I said, at that moment, it was just kind of me trying to understand what's going on and what I'm seeing around that room.
Did you try to shake yourself?
Oh no, I didn't even
wake the hell up. Wake up.
Oh yeah, no, like that's what I mean. Like, even at that moment, like, I couldn't even feel a full control.
Yeah.
Like I said, it was almost
you
like
mean use of your body to where
I couldn't feel like the full control and use of my body to where I could even, I felt like I was walking again, dang near, is what it kind of felt
like you were learning to walk again.
Yeah, like learning to walk again. It's like, because again, like, it even felt like taller, like almost a foot or so taller, trying to understand what was going on with that.
Yeah.
So because everything you're describing, which I just for the record, I believe that you did have an out-of-body experience, but what was different about that experience versus just a dream? Like, how do you know that it wasn't just a weird dream that you had? You would just feel it. You can just tell.
I was going to say, because as far as like dreams versus being awake, it is kind of just a thing of like being able to tell, especially the fact of like just not being able to move myself the way I want. And how vivid everything was. It's usually whenever
that's what they say.
Dreaming,
everything looks extremely vivid, also, along with the color that you were seeing.
And then that's the other thing of one thing. So let's say whenever I do dream, I'm usually not able to control anything in my dream. Like, most often, whenever I'm dreaming, I'm not able to control much. I'm just kind of like there, like, you just kind of pop into a dream.
Yeah, like first person.
Yeah, stuff's just happening.
And trying to remember,
just doing
like,
stuff.
I wouldn't even be able to say how the dream even started. You're just like right there in the middle of a movie.
Yeah.
As opposed to being active and being able to do different things. Or I'll say, like, usually by the time I would get control over myself in my dream, I end up waking up. For whatever reason. It's like, as soon as I gain control, I end up waking up.
Yeah. And how many times in your dream have you actually saw yourself? Your own body.
That's true. That never
I've
happens.
never seen myself in my dream.
You were going to say, Mike?
No, I was just saying, it is, because it's trying to differentiate, like, did you have a very vivid dream to, like, how did you know? Like, when Carolyn asked, so it was answered. That was it.
But I think it's the awareness, like you just said, because when you're in a dream, things are just kind of happening and you're just rolling with it. But whereas in this situation, you were very aware of what was going on the entire time, and you were kind of like, what is happening, and trying to figure out what was happening, and you felt it and you experienced it, and so that's a lot different from a dream.
Because it definitely feels like being a passenger when you're dreaming. Like, you can try to make suggestions to the dream and hope that it follows them, but I've rarely been able to make that work. I think that happened like maybe once almost.
I've never. I've been having some weird dreams lately, and but I've never been able to control my dreams. And lately, I don't know, within the past, like, I guess probably 4 months, I'm able to recount my dreams extremely well, which is crazy for me because normally I'm in a dream and like Kyler said, you're dropped into a scene and you just remember the scene or something, or you wake up and you remember bits and pieces of it, opposed to start to finish. I couldn't tell you how it started, but I can tell you that it was. These dreams seem very lucid, like I'm extremely aware and hyper focused, and yeah, so that I find that interesting. You know, I obviously the difference between the two is you're actually leaving your body opposed to you're in some brain realm that your brain is firing off these neurons.
Some brain movie.
Yeah, exactly. And so yeah, so I do. Yeah, I love dreaming. But I don't like these dreams. They're not even horror dreams, but I just don't like these dreams.
I think I've only remembered like 3 dreams in my entire life.
Are you serious?
I've only remembered 3. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
I got a couple. I have a few I remember. Yeah, it's a lot.
I only got 3 there, and just one was just very special to me that I'll take with me to the grave. Because,
I should take dreams to my grave too. I do that now.
Well, no, it was more like more for me for like it was after my grandfather passed. It was a very pleasant dream I had of him that that sticks with me.
Yeah, well, sometimes they say, you know, people come back to you in your dreams, especially loved ones who've passed.
Yeah, we can talk about we can talk about it at a later time, but I don't want to take up any more of the.
That would be a good topic though to talk about.
That's a great topic.
Relatives visiting and just dreams in general. We should do an episode about that because I'm so interested in lucid dreaming and what you just said about people visiting you in your dreams and astral projection.
That's why we have to have Kyler on since he's the one to OBE. But I do want to give you guys. I have one more. Open line for you guys, but after I play that, I do want you guys to try to do lucid dreaming within like the next month and then report back to our No, it's a process. It's a process that you do, that you a state that you can get yourself into, whether you're meditating, whether you're going to sleep, however you want to try it. There are various things that you can do, and I truly want to see because again, it's not about, and I love having Kyler on, it's not about other people's reports. It's about you actually having that sensation and going through that and to know that experience is possibly real and see what what effect it has on you. Because they do say these OBEs will change you. They will change your perception on death. They will change your perception on life. You can think you're cool even with your partner. You have an OBE and you're like, I'm not in the right space. I'm not in the right place. And you change a lot of yourself. So
it's like you get clarity, right? After these experiences.
Yep.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
So
especially some of those experiences.
So let's try and let's see what happens. You know,
I definitely wouldn't mind.
We are in test mode this year. We are in get out. And
I love that this new year we're actually like trying things instead of just talking about them.
Amy will say, because she's so tired right now, she will say, we haven't tried anything yet, Bobby. But
I'm still waiting to see that, and then we'll talk about 2026 being the year of actually doing things.
Experimenting.
We will, people. Send me DMs, send me emails at strangedarknessradio@gmail.com or our voicemail at 916-741-3032, I think. I don't know. It's been a while since I
just gave someone's
phone number.
But yes. What is our number? That's throwing me off now. 741-30. Carolyn, you should know this by heart.
I can dig it up in my notes.
Damn, never have to do
that first number he said, someone's getting a bunch of voicemails like, what is going on?
Yes.
Why am I getting
No, you better
He's
double
been giving
check
out the wrong number the whole time.
That's funny.
This is what I want you guys to do. Send that person a bunch of messages and say courtesy of Strange Darkness Radio. And but again, 741-3032. I was correct.
That was right. Yep.
Again, I have a million things. It's like have a circus happening here with just myself. I'm the ringmaster. But yes. So please leave us. I'm not even going to cut that out. I was going to cut it out because, we do cut stuff out. So, but anyways, I'm leaving that in just because I'm tired too.
And you said you got like one more?
Yes, one more. Let's go.
Hi, SDR. My name is Denise. I'm from Arizona. I've had strange experiences my whole life, but this one changed how I see consciousness. I was lying down one afternoon when I heard a rhythmic sound, almost like waves or chanting without voices. I focused on it without meaning to, and my body began to feel extremely heavy. At the same time, my awareness felt light. I felt myself rise out of my chest area. That's the part that still gets me. It wasn't my head or feet. It was like me was located somewhere deeper. I traveled through what felt like levels, each one quieter than the last. The farther I went, the more peaceful it became. I understood things there, about myself, about fear, about time. But when I came back, most of it slipped away like a dream. What stayed was the knowing that consciousness doesn't start or end with the body. I've never been afraid of dying since. I'm Denise from Arizona.
Yes, that's what you hear a lot, that people who have these experiences.
I saw Kyler's eyes when she mentioned the waves. He was like, "Oh, yeah,
yeah."
That's why it's actually good, like hearing more things similar to that, because that was, I mean, again, there wasn't really anybody to really talk to who had went through anything like that. So hearing those type of things going on is interesting.
Yeah,
that's why sometimes for meditation they use the bowls, or they'll say listen to these certain frequencies because it's supposed to induce, some kind of meditative experience or something, including out of body experience.
Yeah, I have a friend who does that. He has like I believe he stays still in California, but he has like he goes to the beach and he has people sit around and he'll play. I don't know what those are called, but he plays those too.
Those
sound bowls,
bowls.
If that's what they're called. But he has a bunch of them that he'll just play for to help people meditate. I believe he still does that. I haven't seen him update anything in a while.
We should go see him. We can all try.
That would be fun.
Yes,
I'll have to get in contact with him, see if he's still because like I said, he hasn't posted anything in quite a while on his social medias.
Well, I want to thank those people for submitting their stories, and please submit your stories at strangedarknessradio@gmail.com, or you can leave your own message, and you have up to 3 minutes to do it at 741-3032. That's 916-741-3032. And if you need to, if it doesn't give you enough time, just call back and I'll stitch it all together to play that. But yes, and hit us up if you think you have a story that's amazing, incredible, something that you want to talk to us about. You can hit us up at strangedarknessradio .bookings@gmail.com, and Mike will gladly usher you in to possibly coming on the show. Mike, you have that email address again?
Yes. 1 second. Sorry.
Oh no, it's just strangedarknessradio.bookings.
I thought you were asking me for it. I was like, I didn't even have it ready.
No. It is the same. It's just .bookings@gmail.com, people. So yeah, so hit us up. Again, we're getting all the gears and stuff working, and we do like to have a friendly, crazy podcast from time to time. It doesn't hurt to be real and natural.
I try,
and I promote that
unscripted.
Always.
Yeah, I wear my natural all the time.
I've never seen you in a natural. That would be funny in that afro. But anyways, again, I want to thank you guys for joining us on this OBE Astral Projection episode. To me, it was really informative, and I hope, I know we had a lot of talking over the videos, but we had to because we didn't want to get any copyright strikes and all that good stuff. But you guys get the gist of it, and you can always go and check out the Gaia Information Divine Science, check out their channel, check out their items, and then Robert Monroe story at the Monroe Institute. You can find him everywhere. He talks about it a lot, and the Institute is an incredible place that does everything when it comes to astral projection, meditation, self-healing, and all that good stuff. So go check them out. So, everyone, any last words for our audience?
I loved having Kyler on and hearing that experience of his. I had no idea about that. So that was pretty cool. And I loved the listeners' submittals. or submissions. And it was pretty cool, like hearing the similarities between all of them with Kyler's.
Yeah. Yes, thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, you and me both. That's the first time I really got to hear many other people say anything.
At some point, Kyler's going to do stand-up on him. I'm giving him like 5 minutes and he let him go. But but go ahead. Anything, Carolyn?
No, just thanks for, coming on the main show tonight and talking about it, because it's always so cool to hear an experience firsthand from someone who's actually gone through it. And I really particularly think it's interesting because you weren't trying to make it happen. It just happened. So yeah, that was really cool. Thank you for coming on.
Oh, yes, thank you. Thank you. I'm about to get on here one of these times and talk about them nightmare experiences.
You should come more often.
That's on the
come to the main show.
Crossbreed.
He's had a lot of stuff happen to him. It sounds
we got a lot going on the bonus show. Don't get it twisted. So you guys stay tuned. We do have a bonus show dropping in a couple of weeks. That's going to be an incredible show, and also we're actually recording another show this week in this same week. So we have a lot going on. There's a lot happening. So awesome. Mike, any last words?
No, that was a very interesting story you brought to us. Like hearing it and then hearing the corroboration between the submitted stories. It was and then hearing everything from the videos that people will see. Everything just was like, man, that's so crazy. And then seeing the watcher, the vibration, the waves, everything. I was like, man, that's so crazy. Everybody who never had any contact with each other, all having the same experience leading into their OBE.
Yeah, there are thousands upon thousands of stories out there. And I hope for us to really try it out and see if we can have a story of our own. And I would love to be able to master astral projection, OBEs, or even meditation for that matter. Me and Amy were supposed to do meditation.
I keep falling asleep. I can't do it.
Yeah, so
that's all.
And listener stories. I want to hear if we have any listeners.
Oh, we have a lot of listener stories coming up. So that's amazing. You guys keep submitting your stories. Keep sending them. You just record it on your device. You can actually go, which I need to start pushing for sure. Go to our SpeakPipe, Strange Darkness Radio SpeakPipe. And you can do it from your phone, from your computer. It's right there, and it sends the message to us, whatever voicemail. That has no limitation, I believe. So yeah, go to SpeakPipe and check us out. All right, that is it. Kyler, how was it?
It was actually fun. Yeah, I actually got to meet I got to meet a couple of the main people who I hadn't really met before. Mainly Carolyn, because like I said, I met Amy. Amy was on here once or twice before, so.
It was nice to meet you.
It was fun. Yeah. Ooh, got to see everybody for once.
Nice.
Nice. It's almost something like a new world. Yeah, like turning over new leaves and whatnot.
That's too funny.
Well, because my first episode was with you and Bobby when we did mine.
This is very true.
Oh yeah.
That's because the girls didn't want to meet you. I'm just joking.
That is not true.
On that note, I want you guys truly to listen to this outro. I want you to focus on it. I want you to understand it. I want you to grasp how often it happens and how you probably don't think twice about this. I truly want you guys to pay attention to this outro, because you never know when it might be the last thing you say for that day or for your life.
Every night, you perform the most mysterious act in the universe, and you don't even realize it. You lie down, close your eyes, and then you vanish. Not your body, not your breath, but you, the one who thinks, worries, plans, remembers, simply disappears. And here's what will disturb you. You have absolutely no idea where you go. Tonight, when you surrender to sleep, you'll dissolve into something so profound, so utterly beyond your daily understanding, that if you truly grasp what happens, you'd never take consciousness for granted again. But we've been conditioned to treat this daily death and resurrection as ordinary. How fascinating that the most extraordinary journey you'll ever take happens every single night, and you've been sleepwalking through it your entire life. Now, let's begin with something rather unsettling. Every evening, you perform what amounts to voluntary suicide. Oh, don't worry. I'm not being dramatic. I'm being precise. Think about it. What you call yourself, this chattering, thinking, experiencing being willingly steps into oblivion. You see, we've become so accustomed to this nightly disappearance that we've stopped noticing how absolutely extraordinary it is. Your thoughts stop. Your sense of time evaporates. Your precious identity, all those opinions, memories, and concerns you clutch so tightly, simply dissolves.